world in your hands, but you still reaching out for me.
Good day, beautiful kings and queens. Thank you so much for stopping and liking and subscribing to this channel. It's Queen Ro, and you are entering in a new episode of Free Your Journey. Today we are talking about beauty and what does that mean to you? And I have a young lady who is in beauty. Like, that's what she exudes, that's what she loves, that's what she do, that's her passion. So we're going to interview her. Her name's Tay, and I have so much in store for just communicating with her, and I'm just happy to how I told you guys that we was going to do more collaborations and networking in 2025. And y'all, what day it is? It's January. I think it's the 18th, right? We're committing to what we're saying we're going to do. So I'm just grateful that God has delivered. So I'm going to put her information, look for it in the comments, and I'm also going to have it on the screen so you guys can follow her because she has good information as well. So we're learning how to bring our internal to the external. So I want us, remember, I always say because of wellness, it's internal healing. For her, it's the same, but she does it with and through beauty. So today, Tay, tell me a little bit much about you. Where can we find you? Like, what platforms are you on so far?
Okay, so my name is Tay, and the platforms, you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Tay the Ruler on all platforms. And yeah, I would love to see you guys there and get some of you guys good energy, and y'all can get mine.
Yes, I love about the mutual energy exchange right there. That was beautifully said. So guys, just a quick sample. We're gonna get right into it. You see that I want you guys to actually go to the link of this video of how we got our faces this way, because you know it's a whole backstory to this. So there's gonna be a link so you guys can see the whole resulting or whatever. Okay, so this is the result, but I want you to see the process. So today we're going to start with the question of, Tay, I want you to define beauty for me. What does beauty mean to you?
Beauty to me is just being able, well, beauty, let me think on it first. I don't want to answer too fast.
Sure.
Beauty to me is just like a shiny corn, but more so the value of it. So I would say the inside of yourself and also exuding it outside. So anything that you see is beautiful to you in your eyes, because everything beautiful to each person can be different. So, and for my eyes, to me, it's just someone that's loving and someone that's kind and someone that's also transparent and has a good warmth about them. And also that is, I would say, that is very considerate and has open arms for everyone, no matter what walk of life.
Oh, I love that. That is a beautiful definition of beauty. Guys, she basically gives you like how you should be. Like, beauty should exude through your nature. So how you walk, how you express yourself, what you are beauty. And I think that is amazing of how she broke that down. So she actually went into like my second little, well, let me define what beauty is for me before I move forward. I agree with everything she stated. For me, I always say that beauty comes from within. Like, beauty is only skin deep. Like, you have to go within, because there's so many beautiful young women that walk around on this earth, and it's not just women, men, because men can be handsome as well. But I like to say beauty because this goes along with it. It's just a word. So it's so many of them that are beautiful, but they're not aware, and sometimes it's just a lack of confidence. It's just that it's like they don't know that that's the thing that they have. They don't know that they are exuding beauty. Like, you ever just like looked at somebody and was like, oh my gosh, they're just so, it's something about them. Like, it's eternal glory that you see on them. Like, it's that love that they pour into self that you now see that they're willing to share. Because some of us, we can be coded on a different level of beauty. Like she said, it's really in the eye of the beholder. Like, what am I seeing that's beautiful within you? Like, your soul is beautiful. I love that. The way you communicate to me is beautiful. I love that. The way you love on me is beautiful, right? So I love how she broke that down. Like, just being in the essence of you should be beautiful. And if you don't feel that way about yourself, then we have to go inside and figure out what has happened to me that I don't look in the mirror and be like, I'm I'm her,
Yeah.
I'm him.
Yeah.
Because we are lacking something, and it could come from somebody never telling you that you're beautiful. Somebody never saying like, oh, I see you, sir, I see you, girl. Like, because the more I see women, or men and women, I try to give a compliment. Like, I try to give us compliments. Like, I'm like, oh, hey, today, or I love your hair. Or, like, for me right now, because I'm going through the transformation with my hair growth, y'all, women are complimenting, well, men and women. Like, oh, your hair color is beautiful. Oh, I love what's going on with your hair. And that's God reminding me that, baby girl, you're still beautiful to me without hair. Like, you're still beautiful to me regardless. And it's little things like that that just makes me just like, God, you love me for sure. Like, one day, remember, I think I told you guys last time on a video, I was like, the man was like, hey, little applehead. And I was like, it made me laugh. And I needed to laugh for the day. But then God gives me the Bible scripture, you know, that he said that we're the apple of his eye. Like, he loves us. He's always going to remind us of who we are. And he uses us to be evidence of that. So because what she stated came from the root of her, that came from source, to be beautiful in all essence. Because you are beautiful when the seed is planted. You're beautiful when you're going through that trial and error season. You're beautiful when you're in your grave season, when you know you're barren. You're beautiful in, thank you. Your attitude and how you are in all seasons of life makes you beautiful. Yeah. I love that. Like, that just made me excited right now. Like, it just shows how we are all masterpieces. Yeah. We are all God's masterpieces. And he loves us regardless. And the fact that we can see the way God sees each other through beauty, ooh, it's amazing. It's amazing. So the next wanted to go on to like beauty inspo for Tay. What inspired, like, she already answered it for people, honestly. She said your attitude is what, you know, is beautiful to her. Like, that's what she notices when she meets you, right? So like, let's say about places. And when you're going, what draws out to you? What screams like, oh, I like this. This is beautiful.
I love a good ambiance. I love like greenery. So like if a place have like nice green flowers, like anything that's like floral, that's beautiful to me. And also I would say nice artwork. Nice artwork that I can connect with. And also just having the essence of who I am will make a place beautiful. Woo! So if I see like loving stuff, like little animals, peacocks, like just colorful, vibrant things.
Yes. Colors. Y'all, colors, y'all know, like I used to talk about colors a lot and what colors represent, like just color of nature, because I used to talk about my favorite color being pink and how yellow shows femininity, and it also shows friendship. Like yellow is a friendship color, white is a purity color. So I like to go down like green, it means it's prosperity. It's like every color has a meaning. Blue, calmness. Like every color has something. So with her saying that, the colors like she's drawn to, like think about a peacock. When you ever experienced a peacock in real life, that is the most beautiful creation I've yet to see, like besides a rainbow, because of all the colors. And I think God did that on purpose. Like, it's something about the colors, y'all. I can't explain it, but it's like, oh my goodness, when you see, like, think about when you see a rainbow after the rain, it gets you like, oh my gosh, that's so pretty. That's so amazing how it can form that way. How it can be a rainbow. How you can see the different colors. How every color has its own moments. And so when a peacock spreads its wings, or it opens up, I should say, and you see all of those colors within, it's like, what? Under that green bird, it's all of those beautiful colors. And I'm thinking us here because when you recognize who you are within, you can let your colors shine.
Yeah, I like that. When the
peacock opens up to you, because it's really a form of, I guess, I don't know if that's protection when it opens up, or it could be a form of, it's safety. It feels safe. I'm not sure which one it is, but either or, when it opens up, when it exudes itself, when it reveals itself, there we go. You are shining. You are shining in your beautiness and all of the glory that God has for you when you allow your colors to show. Your colors are showing because you are proud of who you are. You're comfortable in knowing who you are. I told her earlier that I was in a season of boldness, and that's why I was playing with colors in my hair. Today, I'm challenging you. Be bold. Be like the peacock. Wear a bright color. Wherever color that is calling to you today, I want you to put it like, comment me or put it in the comments and say, I'm drawn to blue. Like, I don't know what happened, but I was in the store, I was drinking blueberry juice, and now I want blueberries for ice cream, like whatever. Because there's a message there. Like, God talks to us through everything. Remember, I tell you, God talks to us through all things. So right now, you could probably even see colors behind us. What color is drawing out to you? Like, what is it? Like, to me, today is a pink. I'm one, my hair is pink. I have on pink. She added some pink to my lip gloss. And I'm just like, okay, God, reminding me to stay in that little girl era. That's what it is for me. Because pink is always my favorite color. And it reminds me of, like, being a Barbie. So God's reminding me that it's okay to have playtime. Like, we are so serious as adults. Like, we take life so seriously. Like, just now with her playing at her makeup, that was a whole inner child healing moment for me. Because it's like, oh, I could play in other people's stuff. Now, you know when you was a kid, your mama might let you play. She might not let you play. But either way, you was getting in trouble because why you in the makeup? It was the first question. But I think just having that moment with her, it's kind of like for her, she can see what it's like to be with a sister. For her, she can see what it's like what she's doing with makeup with her future daughter. She can see what it's like to be in that space of coaching someone to do makeup. So I'm thankful for how God is showcasing, using her passion for me today for an inner child healing moment, because that was beautiful. It's like, let me show you, or we can sit here and do this together. Like, how many women I've seen a lot of women do it now, but I think that's amazing how they sit down and let their children just be in their makeup. It's just makeup. We can wash it off. Like, of course, you're not going to send her outside every day like that, but we're just having like a mother-daughter moment, like a bonding time. And I think that brings us closer to just healing, just being in the essence of letting your color shine. So she also said about art, y'all. And the places she loves the art.
And let me just say this really quick. I like how you said yellow is connected with feminine energy. Yellow is my favorite color, and I didn't know that. So that was good to know. I like that. I learned that today.
Yes. And I think that's good. See how we learn stuff, and that's her favorite color. So I think that's one of my, like, I love that color too. But it's like I think about the pink and the yellow Power Ranger. I always but I always think that the yellow is something about the yellow color that shines bright to me.
Yeah.
And
it makes
it's funny.
You feel good. That's why I like yellow.
Yes, but now let's go a little deeper, because y'all, everything's a message over here.
And then let's go a little deeper too when you said about the rainbow.
Come on,
when you see a rainbow,
we going there. Hold that rainbow thought. We going there. So we got the yellow and the blue sky. See how you got masculine and feminine energy right there? The yellow is the feminine. The blue is the masculine. You see how God already showed you that everything is duality? Everything is feminine and masculine. He showed us already in the art piece. Now here she comes with the rainbow. All them colors are masculine energy, because you have for a whole spectrum that goes from light to dark. What is God trying to show us there? Like, we all have a shade. We all have a color. We all are part of his rainbow, his masterpiece.
That's his covenant to us.
Come on. You guys can understand it. I went there.
They gotta understand it.
I went there because she said about greenery, y'all.
Yeah.
Greenery, and then she took it to art, which is all God. Like, it's all stems from the beauty. Y'all, I'm just, come on, God, work in this video, work in it. So my next one for Beauty Inspo was themes. Like, what I mean by that is just like, I feel like I'm a theme girl at heart. Like, I like when I plan parties, everything has to be themed out from the top to the bottom. So I'm like, what type of, and it doesn't have to be like party theme, but just like, is there a vibe theme or a theme for your life that's beauty? Like, how would you describe that?
I would say the theme, I'm more so like a child, like too. So I would say like fairies.
Yes, I love it.
Like princesses and just all those different feminine energies.
Come on, princess. Since you want to bring in princesses, do you have a favorite Disney princess?
I love Jasmine from Aladdin. I love Jasmine from Aladdin. I think Pocahontas is beautiful.
Yes.
And I love Tiana from Princess of Frog, just regarding her integrity and her work ethic.
Okay.
And just being able to be strong-minded. So.
Now, why did you like Jasmine? Or why do you like Jasmine?
I like Jasmine because I don't know. I think I resonated with that on a certain biblical level, because I know in that time they were kind of like Israelites. I don't want to be wrong. Don't quote me, but I know that she wasn't as gullible, I would say. So Jasmine, she wasn't as gullible, and she was just free flowing her. And then I'm an animal type of person. I'm an animal and flower, like garden type of girl.
Okay.
So I think I don't want to say angels. I know, Archangel Ariel. I know she kind of represents like the animals and the garden and stuff like that. I don't want to get too deep. Don't quote me wrong. But I like Jasmine because I feel like she is not gullible and not easy persuaded, but she also stay in like her feminine energy as well. And then also too, like I was saying, I'm like an animal type of girl, and I love like how she had like the lions and stuff like that she was surrounded by. And yeah, and then I'll say for Pocahontas, I think I just kind of like her natural of her culture and like her beauty within herself with the long pretty hair, brown skinned girl. And then I'll say Tiana.
All of them actually are melanated women that you named, so I think that's kind of lit. That's an undertone there that we don't recognize, like kind of like when we're kids, like what we're actually drawn to. But Jasmine, she's royalty. Jasmine comes from royalty. Like her dad was a king, right? So,
and they was Israelites.
Come on. And if you want to take it deeper, Aladdin had to been from what? Not the Israelites, but from the other squad, because he wasn't rich in material, but he's definitely rich in spirit, because when he ended up becoming the prince. Y'all don't sleep on your man, because he might not be rich right now. He might be building it up. So but I love the fact that she also said that Jasmine had but it's royalty, like the animals. She had like the biggest animals in the kingdom. Like who out here got a lion, a tiger, and a bear? Like she had that. I'm sorry, she had that. And but one thing I love, like
she wasn't persuaded by guys, because she had a lot of guys knocking on her door, whatever the case might be. But she seen that Adam was so persistent. He saved her, and he always stayed. She always kind of stayed in her feminine energy. Even when she was mad at her dad or whatever like that, she still stayed graceful. Yeah. And I would say they connected and aligned greatly, because I feel like she allowed, with her being feminine, she like gave him the room to step into his masculine energy, and not be afraid, and to like, knock down those beasts and stuff like that. So
catch the gem, y'all, because y'all have to recognize if y'all don't know what movie we talking about. First of all, shame on you. But second of all, go watch the cartoon and then go back and watch the new one with Will Smith or whatever, because I know that's the newest version of it as the genie. This movie is really, like, y'all know everything is spiritual over here on this side of the camp. Like, I'm gonna always use a message within a message. I love how she just broke that down. Like, Jasmine was graceful, y'all. Like, even though she was humble too. She knew her daddy had the money. Yeah, she knew she was rich, pretty. She knew she was pretty. She knew she was that girl. She knew who she was. Yeah. But she didn't think, she was like, I don't want a man for the royalty. Like she just said, I want a man that seeks my heart. And mind you, because she was in the town with Aladdin trying to hide who she was. She didn't want him to know that she was a princess. She didn't leave with like, my daddy owns the kingdom. She didn't do that. Yeah. And she was real humble. Like, I want this man to know me for my heart space. Yeah. Not because of the things that I could do for him, technically. Because she was about to upgrade him. Like, she about to change that man's whole life. She around here riding no carpets.
But she had to make sure that he wasn't trying to. That's why I said she wasn't gullible. She was trying to make sure that he was right, and he wasn't about to mooch off her. And Adam showed his persistence and his upright independence, and I feel like that. Yeah, it was a good alignment for them.
I love it, girl. Yeah. I'm telling you. Some of y'all been sleeping on Disney. When you really look at it, be like, oh, just like with Tiana. Tiana's message is beautiful because it's like she comes from the bottom, technically. Like she comes from the bio
New Orleans. That was
she
New
comes
Orleans.
from there, and she, baby girl, built up. Like, she got a whole restaurant. Like, y'all sleeping on messages. And then in that movie, she got married to a king too,
because she stayed true to herself. She worked on her own crown. She worked on her own, like, creating her own stuff. And he seen that within her. Even when she was she was doing stuff for the best friend to have her.
Come on.
Like, but.
Y'all, it's beautiful when you check into everybody who she named. Even with Pocahontas. Because I love Pocahontas because she was free-spirited. Like, she was just like, I know who I am. I know what I'm about to do. And she was even, she stood up with the man. She had a lot of courage.
In the war, yeah.
So you have bravery and courage with Pocahontas, and then you have non-gullible. She's standing on business. Jasmine, very humble and graceful. And then you have Miss Hard Worker, Miss Dedicated to my upcoming, Miss I'm gonna be somebody. That's what Tiana did. And everything she named is probably her. Like, every quality that she gave, we have to recognize that
it's
we're recognizing in other women, it's in you.
Yeah.
And we don't sometimes see that beauty. We don't see that beauty. Like, what she named was beautiful to her. Like,
Pocahontas was tribal too. I'm a tribal type of person.
Come on. Like,
I didn't notice that is a reflection
connected.
of, like,
It's like, she's new here, y'all. So y'all know, she's probably like, girl, I ain't never think about that. And we don't. But that's why I'm like, I love how God uses us differently, because y'all, I can sit there and watch everything and be like, oh, that's the message. But that's just because that's just me. But I love how I can help someone understand who they are just because of what they like. And that's really, she just told us who she is by the questions I just gave her. What makes her beautiful, what she likes that's beauty. Like, everything is, like, it's amazing. Like, I just love how she broke down what beauty was to her, and she saw it in other women, and then she sees it in places, and she sees it in the themes of her life. The fairy tale theme, y'all, that's beautiful to her. Like, she knows she's a princess. Like, when she said that, like, that's how her life theme would be for herself. Think about that. You wake up every day and you put on a different princess dress. That's how you see yourself as royalty already. Yeah. So don't put yourself less than anything that you see yourself as. You see yourself as a princess. I'm a princess today. And I'm going to be a princess every day until I get the ring and I'm a queen. You know what I'm saying? We just elevate. We don't ever go backwards. So she know that she's about to, y'all, and every person that she named, they got married to a king or a prince, right? She not claiming that for herself, because those are the three women that she sees. Mm-hmm. So I hope that she picked up some of the gems that she dropped down. You know, So I want to ask this question here, since we already gave your definition of beauty and how you see beauty, and none of it was based on materialism, y'all. Like, none of it was based on, oh well, because I want to be fancy. You know, she gave us words of what beauty was. She gave us what it looked like. She never said, well, I need this to be beautiful. She never said that, because she knows that it comes from within her already. Do you think there's a such thing as, or even if there is a such thing, how do you think we notice it in the world? Pretty privilege. Are we noticing pretty privilege in 2025, or is that just something that doesn't exist?
I would say it exists, but it's not a bad thing. Okay. I would say that. And the reason why I say it's not a bad thing is because people like who they like. Mm-hmm. And let's be honest here. If you see a fine guy, mm-hmm, and he's dressed nice, he smells good, I mean, that doesn't take away you being nice to someone and kind to someone, because, you know, that's who your character is. But you're going to be more so attracted to the person that's smelling good, that looks good. You know what I'm saying? You're going to want to treat them as how they carrying themselves. Mm-hmm. So if I carry myself nice and dainty like that, so guys are going to treat me how I'm carrying myself, because how you carry yourself is a reflection of, you know, how you're going to be treated. Ooh, so yes. That's what I want to say.
Yes, y'all.
But it's not okay for you to only be nice to someone because they're pretty. Come on. That's where we go wrong at.
Boom. Thank you for saying that.
But I do think privilege is, nothing is wrong with it. But I do think the whole stamina around it of pretty privilege long as if it's not taken out of context of you being nasty to someone. But it's okay to have pretty privilege. Like, it's okay.
We know it exists. Like, we know that it exists. Like, you know you gonna cash out that man $50 because he fine. Like, sure, baby, I got you.
Because, baby, like, cash out me because I'm looking good.
You want that man to cash out you to get your nails to your hair. Not even that, he probably just want to feed you. But it's a thing for someone to really... I just call it investments. Like, if you're in a relationship, it's investment. If you're not and you're trying to court somebody, it's still an investment. But like she said, when it comes to a point where you're trying to manipulate somebody because they're pretty, or you thinking that you could just gain something because you're pretty, I think then now we're going overboard because...
Are you treating someone nasty because they don't look good as someone else? Nuh-uh, that's a character flaw with you.
Nothing like that. But we have to, like, let's take it back to, like, these older movies. All them ladies used to get fly with their fur coats on, and, like, in their little hats and stuff. Pretty. Like, it was gorgeous. You know, they step outside. What the men doing? Opening up doors for them. They wanting to sit at their table and send them drinks or buy them dinner. Why? Because they're attracted to them. Like, that's what I want to say with pretty privilege. I don't want y'all to take this the wrong way because I know how people is. I'm not saying that because you're beautiful, you're getting all of this. No, what I'm saying is, because you have to understand how we just define beauty. And I want us to keep it in the flow. Don't take it off of what we just said. Your internal sides is how you reveal the beauty. Now, if you're like for me, let's use it as favor, how God treats us. Sometimes we don't have the money in the bank account, but God still gets the bill paid. Sometimes we don't have the gas in the car, but God still gets us to where we need to be. That's pretty privilege, is what I would like to say. It's privilege. It's favor over your life. So God is giving you things because of the beauty of your spirit. God is giving you things because of the righteousness of your heart, the purity of your heart. So that's kind of like what I'm saying when I'm saying, like, you have privilege for your beauty. I'm not saying, okay, yeah, I'm gorgeous and I'm about to get all of this. That's not what I'm saying, because you could be gorgeous as you want to be, but your heart space is nasty.
And I would say, speaking in a man perspective too, how us women, how we are like attracted to guys is like, you know, the emotional side. Guys are more so seers. So they're going to be instantly attracted off of how pretty she looks. They're not going to be instantly attractive how we are, or like, oh, he's emotional, intelligent. Oh, he, you know, understands me. Oh, you know, all the, you know, emotional stuff. That's what we are as women. And guys are more so logic. And they
catch it.
The way they're like looking at things like, they're going to judge you off how you look. That's just plain and simple. Let's just be real here. Everybody's going to judge how people look. We shouldn't do it, but we do. And, you know, we just have to learn how to differentiate when it's coming from a pure place and when it's coming from, okay, this person is giving privilege to someone because they think they're pretty and treating the other person nasty because they don't look as attractive. Now, that's the difference between, you know, choosing or treating someone in a way of because they are just like you, human like you, versus treating someone different on the way that they look.
I agree with that. Like, we're definitely not encouraging nobody to be nasty to nobody. I'm definitely not encouraging that, because I can be on both sides. You guys know, I always tell you about dark-skinned women. Like, I'm gonna always advocate for us because I'm a dark-skinned galley. So it's like, we always gonna say what I used to tell you about when I said that I dated a man who was like, okay, you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl. I thought that was rude. But it's like, maybe he didn't know how to put that in different words. I don't know, child. But I don't care. But my point of me saying that is, you're still pretty regardless of somebody else's things. You're still gorgeous no matter what somebody else's think. You just have to find the person that's ready to give you the privilege for you being you. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. And you're gonna find that.
And some guys lack emotional intelligence as well.
Really?
So with them saying that, it's just like, you just don't have the vocabulary to express how you feel, and you're just using what society deems as, the lighter color would be, you know, more so attractive. When we, like we said, we look at beauty in a different way. We look at beauty in a way of what's in the inside of you and your attitude. We're not looking at beauty on how you look. Because you can be pretty as heck and nasty and malicious and evil spirit, and that doesn't make you beautiful at all.
At all.
So I would say the lack of intelligence on his part.
That part. And I know he's grown since then, so we just gonna keep that. Like, I just want us to establish what we're really saying. Like, your beauty is from within, and your soul, spirit, man, all of that is going to connect into those who find you beautiful, and they're going to favor you, and they're going to give you things. Like, that's all written in biblically as well. Like, think about when Vashti, because we were just talking about Esther, Vashti and Esther. Vashti was his trophy piece, technically. He wanted to show her off at the party. You remember, y'all? He wanted to show his wife off, and she was like, nah, I'm good. So she instantly got replaced because she didn't want to show up. Like, God was, I mean, not God. Her husband was like, all right, so you're not going to come to the party after I got you all this dress, I done got you the stuff, you don't want to come to the party? Like, that's how I feel like he was saying. Like, I done spent this, I done got you this Chanel bag, I done got you this stuff, and you don't want to come to the party, girl, forget you. I'm going to get a new wife. So he got a new wife. But Esther, I don't think, the way the Bible made it seem like Esther wasn't as pretty as Vashti. That's how I took the message. And there's a lot of stories in the Bible that kind of says, like, there's women who have different calibers of beauty. That's why we're talking about this now. Because obviously, Vashti, I feel like she was like, she thought she was that girl, which she probably was. But her husband was just like, you don't respect what I'm asking of you, which is not, she wasn't being submissive. So she got fired. Like, he was like, I want a wife that's actually beautiful in the inside. Like, your beauty is outside is gorgeous. Like, I love you, but you're not actually being the wife that I asked you to be. Like, you're not being what I need. So Esther got the role because Esther was dedicated to what family. Esther was dedicated to family, number one. Like, Esther was true to family. So for her, like what she said, yeah. Men see things, yes, but you gotta see this man already had a beautiful woman, so now he's looking at other in things, her insides, like, oh, she like family, she gonna cook, she gonna clean, whatever Esther was doing. He's not seeing like, why my wife ain't moving like that? You know, like, she pretty and everything, but she ain't got nothing going but Esther. And then
substance.
And then he's like, dang, Esther got substance and she bad. Like, now I see her. Now I see what I can have. I can have both. Because sometimes you get so stuck on.
Now I see. He's seen what the real beauty was.
Come on.
Was the characteristics, not the outside. You know. Because that's gonna only hold so much weight.
That's it. Because we lose that, y'all. As women, like, I could say I'm aging very gracefully, thank you, Lord. But I know by the time I hit a certain age, it's some things you can be like, dang, what's going on? But that's how beauty fades. That's why God wants you to connect into Him, so that spirit will continue to elevate. Because He knows that flesh is gonna decrease. He know that one day you might be balding. He know that that your boobies might start sagging at the kids. He knows this because it's not meant to be forever. The flesh is not meant to last forever. So that's why we always over here, I say, what that soul do? What that soul saying? What that spirit man doing? Because baby, if it's dirty, I'm not interested. Because it takes a lot to clean up self. It takes a lot to go in your heart space and take out the junk that has been over there over the years. If you're bitter from a relationship for 20 years ago, it's time to heal. I had to recognize that for myself, which was causing my beauty to be dim. Like, now that I'm like free of all of that, I can see me. I can see my beauty. I can see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't let toxic be your labeler. You can't let that past man be your definer. You got to be like, you know what?
Let's go.
Deuces, baby, because I'm still gorgeous. I'm still beautiful. I'm still that girl. I'm still that ninja. Because dudes go through heartbreak too, y'all. Yeah. And sometimes I think they go through it a little bit worse than us. Because we easily be like, you know what, on to the next one. Sometimes they're on to the next one, but they really be hurting still. Yeah. Because they're not emotional. Like she just said, they're not emotional beings, but they are. They super emotional, but they like to put the logic before that and be like, you know what, let me just see what happened in this relationship instead of trying to actually heal their heartbreak. They're trying to go down the line and be like, well, what did I do? And how did I? Because they're trying to make it make sense.
Yeah, because
sometimes you can't make heartbreak make sense. You just have to go through it and heal. Because we could sit here all day and be like, well, maybe if I would have did this, she would have loved me more. No, you did all you could. Unless you wasn't doing it. Unless you wasn't doing things, then I understand it. So I just have some Bible scriptures here that I just wanted us to reflect on really quickly, because, you know, we take everything back to the Bible, where we use God's word as glory, and we want to just bring it to the surface of beauty today. So the first one I have is 1 Peter 3:3-4, and it reads, do not let your adorning be external, braiding of hair and the putting on of gold jewelry or the clothing you wear. And then the next is another, okay, and 4 reads, but let your adorning be the hidden person of the heart with the imperishable beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which in God's sight is very precious. Y'all, she just described Jasmine. This Bible scripture just described Jasmine from Aladdin, which says, do not let your adorning be the hidden person. Do not let your adorning be the hidden person of the heart, but with the imperishable beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is God's sight is very precious. Mm-hmm. Which means that, you know, like Vashti, she wasn't quiet in spirit. She was very loud moments, like, I'm that girl. And her husband was like, well, no, you're not, because you doing too much. So he got a quieter spirit lady, which was Esther. Because Esther was hidden. Esther was hidden. Like, I need y'all to go read Esther tonight. Some lady need to go read that. Esther was hidden in front of her husband, which she didn't even know that was her husband, because that man was already married. You know what I'm saying? Like, she wasn't even, when you were so dedicated to God, you're not worrying about no man. She wasn't worried about that man. The same thing in the story with Leah and Rachel. I was just telling her about that. With the 14 years that man had to work for this woman. Which telling us that we don't have to be out here chasing men. They're going to come to you regardless. That man worked 14 years for her. Like 14 years he waited to marry that lady. And mind you, what she was doing? Tending to her daddy. She was like, I'm going to be in this field working for my papa. Because I got time. Like, I ain't got nothing to do. Like, I got nothing time but to serve my dad. So she wasn't worried about her beauty. But this is what I'm saying. Like, sometimes it's okay to just be a beautiful woman with a quiet spirit. It's okay to show up in the room and just be there. It's okay to just allow, like she said, your essence to be there. Your aura, who you are, is beautiful. You don't have to say much. You don't have to put on a bunch of things. But I do love me some good accessories, y'all. I'm not going to say, I'm not saying that. That's what the Bible says. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying clean up that soul. That's my message. Your soul should not be tainted so much where you're just like, you're hiding your soul because now you're trying to distract us with all this other stuff. Like, oh, I got a new bag, girl. I got my hair done, girl. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I want us as women to know that that's not what we need, but we can definitely have it for fun. So we were talking about just, you know, letting true beauty comes from within and not from outward adornment. That's basically what we were saying prior to me getting the Bible scripture. So I'm just showing y'all how the Holy Spirit be all up in your business before you can ever be like, well, that's in the Bible. Yeah. Bible is confirming today that you know that we know what we know, that the truth is, true beauty is from within. Like, that's how you're made. Your heart is your beauty. Your heart shows who you are. Mm-hmm. And just imagine, like, this is just, I used to think, like, when you look in the mirror, I don't know why I think this was coming to me now. Like, when you used to look in the mirror, I'm like, what if when you look in the mirror, what you see is how you're feeling? Like, if I look in the mirror, it's a little cartoon movie that came out with the kids had like all these different emotions. Mm-hmm. What if that's what you see when you look in the mirror? Like, okay, today I see anger because I'm angry. Today I see beauty, I see love because I'm loving. Oh Lord, I'm tearing up. You have to go, you're fine. Because my heart hurt. Oh. Because that's his only, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I get it. That's why I was like, yeah, you need the moment. And he's a kid. Mm-hmm. Casey is 18 years old. This is me crying from the camera. This is real life dealing with things, you know? Because that's naturally what we tend to do when our heart is in pain. We try to soothe it with something else. Exactly. And just, you know, not having a self-love for myself and stuff like that.
you know, my mom wasn't really emotional intelligent, you know, because she didn't really know how to give love, and her mom never really gave her love. You know, my mom been on her own since she was 13 years old.
Oh, wow.
You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, because a whole bunch of trauma stuff, and it's just like, you know, that's why I say you have to give grace, because people only can love you on the capacity that they've seen or know how to love. And I know my mom was doing the best that she can. You know what I'm saying? She could have done better, in a sense of like, when I say my brother was the only one supporting me, like my mom never went to none of my theater shows. If anything, the last thing that I remember was like her coming to one theater show and just gave me the best of wishes, have a good show, whatever, which didn't even say it verbally, but with her showing up, sitting in the car, you know, I'm thinking that's the way that she was trying to express it. But it's just like, dang, you said it. Why you didn't come inside and sit and watch the show? You get what I'm saying? So it was just like, I felt like, I don't know, I just didn't, I wasn't, had a lot of really emotional support as a child. And I feel like, that's why I had to stem and to, you know, heal myself in these ways.
Yes.
And things of that nature. So it's just like, but I know now, since I've been healed myself, I can be a reflection of what healing can be, and also help them in the process, because you have to give them grace, because they don't know.
They don't know. They don't know. Forgive them, Father, because they do not know. I say
In ignorance is bliss.
I say that all the time. When you're going through what you're going through for someone else. My uncle says that all the time, because I used to be like, I don't understand why I'm going through this.
I never heard of
I don't understand why you got me doing this. But you literally, like, one of my friends is standing in the gap. You're standing in the gap for somebody else. Because think about it. You went through what he's going through right now. But it's on a deeper scale, but it's similar in the age unit and how you can help him. You didn't have nobody for you when you was going through it. Now you can be like, you know what? I know what that looks like. I know that he's hurting. Feels like. I know that he needs somebody to call in. Even if I'm just calling on him, just checking on little things. Like, did you eat today? Because those are questions when you're going through pain. Any loss of something. Somebody is
you're going
depressed.
a dark hole.
You are feeling that pain. You're allowing your flesh to feel it. And when you allow the flesh to feel it, you don't want to even pray sometimes. And prayer is what's going to get you through it. Like, y'all.
And then sometimes it'll turn, you will turn your back on God. So
there you go.
You will
turn your back on God. And now you got an ice cold heart. And now it'll turn to stony. It'll turn to stone. And God is like, you know how God says in the Bible, it says like, he had to pray for Pharaoh's heart to turn back the flesh, because Pharaoh was angry. He didn't want to let people go, which means that he was holding people in bondage. And when you're doing that, you're holding your heart in bondage. You're not letting God to free you of the pain. And
laughter is
not
good for
easy.
the soul.
Oh yes, it is. If you gotta turn on whoever your favorite comedian is tonight and just watch some things, like whatever it is, because we don't want the enemy, and when y'all know,
come on with the mind.
He'll
trick your mind.
He would trick your mind to think you're like, oh, I'm so lost in this world. God don't love me. Why would he do that to me? When it's not about you.
Don't believe the stories
you
tell yourself.
It's not about you. Like, I like to tell people that a lot, because it's like, we all have to go through that. We all have to go through a moment of life where we're moving from here to the next level, and God's going to be with any and everybody of that. But sometimes it's like, are we being selfish in that moment because we are going to miss something from that person? But what we need to do is shift our mindset and be like, you know what? That person taught me so much in that little piece of time that I had with them. Like that little time frame, I felt in like so much joy from this person. And you can, like what you're saying with your brother, you can, if that man made you feel the best you've ever felt in your life, you now know what you need in a husband. Like, I need this to look like this, because my brother already gave me that. I know what it looks like to have somebody fully support me. I know what it looks like to have somebody fully in my corner. Like, that's how we need to evaluate friendships. We need to evaluate relationships when we're losing people. We're learning from them. What am I losing from this person? Oh, this person was my biggest person. Like, they loved me unconditionally. No matter what I did, they were still there for me. And now you know how God's going to move in that area. Okay, well, God replaced you can never replace anybody. Let me rephrase that. God gave you a newness and somebody else that resembles that person. It's like, oh, okay, my brother used to do that. My brother, that was his favorite basketball team. Oh, I like this because it's reminding me of this person. And sometimes it be like that. Like, I know just quick little tidbits of just like how I could tell how like my mom is with her husband and how she is she was with her dad. Like, you could just see some of the reflections and you can see some of the reflections and you can see some of the things that she loves, because my grandpa's passed away. You can just see how some of those things God has given in her spouse. Like, oh, okay, yeah, my daddy used to do that. Now my husband does this. God works mysteriously because her dad's gone, but she's seeing how God still has his hand in her life because he's giving this in her spouse, or it could be in her brother. So it's just like, I went through, the only loss I really have for me is like I lost my grandpa a few years ago, but our relationship wasn't that close to me. Like, yeah, and I feel I'm grieving.
And I feel like too, that's why you have to be sharp with your armor of God, because the word will keep you grounded. You get what I'm saying? And also too, don't be fooled. God know how it feels. Jesus knew what was going to happen, but what he did, he still wept. He still was, you get what I'm saying? So don't think that they don't know the pain. You get what I'm saying? And he also was on earth just to experience as humans. So it's just like, we just have to learn how to grow our trust in God and believe that his word is the glory and that he will get it all the time, even if it may pains us. You get what I'm saying? Like, the thing is, you see pain, God see beauty.
There you go.
You see pain, God see victory.
Come on.
And we all have to play our part on this role. You get what I'm saying? The birds play their part. The bees play their part. Yes. So everybody have a part to play. Everybody have the time to go. And everybody have the time to rebirth.
Yes.
So, I don't know. I just feel like it's beauty and magic and love in the world. And you just have to keep that mindset and keep that perspective, and don't allow the devil to trick your mind. Because that's what it starts first.
Because once he plants that seed, you start to get tormented. You start to think and walk that way. And we don't want to think and walk that way. We want to know what God has already said. It's a time for reaping. It's a time for mourning. He says that in his word. It's a time for sorrow. It's a time for pain. But we also know that pain is not going to last always. We also know that joy comes in the morning. So after you have mourned and grieved, God's going to give you joy.
Long suffering is one of the fruits too.
Yes, it is. It is. We're going to go through things. God is reminding us. Like, you're going to feel pain, baby. It's a part of this walk. Like she just said, Jesus came to the earth so he can feel what we felt. And he can see what we see. Like, he already did these things. So he's like, okay, well, let me just get this to Jesus. Like, that's what I've been trying to just focus my life on. Like,
and Jesus is bold. Like, he died on the cross for us. Like, you know, that's just like the greatest love that we can ever we can't even put it in words. You get what I'm saying? So it's just that it warms my heart, you know, and it just keeps me faithful.
I think that's beautiful. So, y'all, this little segment right here.
Yeah.
We got
some real stuff. We got some good stuff, and we got some learning stuff, and we got some beauty.
There we go. I love how she brought it back into, no matter what you're going through, there's still beauty in it.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, another young lady has told me, because we all go through our own thing. Like, everybody has something that they're going through. Mm-hmm. So I was expressing to her about what I was going through, and she was like, well, God's just using that for you to come back to him.
Hello.
God's just using that so he can show you what he's about to do through you. Like, we have to recognize that the power that Jesus has dwells within us because he left that Holy Spirit, the comforter. When you are grieving, you call on the Holy Spirit. Come get this griefer. I don't want to feel this today. I know that joy, you have to fight it. Like, we're in spiritual warfare every day. Oh, enemy, you thought I was going to cry and crash out. I ain't about to
cry and crash out.
I ain't crashing out this time.
And God is giving you the strength so you can be a spiritual warrior.
Yes. Yes, he has to put you through some long suffering so you can get some endurance in you. You can get some things, some fight up in you, because you might be a little wimp in areas. The God's like,
know it's gonna be a war.
He like, come on, I need you to get stronger than that. What's wrong? Get up.
Yeah.
Get up. Like,
I don't know why we took it to plan.
But that's what God did at with us, because I think. I'm not saying grief is gonna go away. No, you just have to embrace your newness. You know that when that birthday come up, you're gonna feel some type of way, but you're prepared for it. Mm-hmm. You know that, okay, maybe we can turn this into a day of celebration. Like you guys know I'm transparent. So when I had my miscarriage years ago, I still like my kid would be like technically 14, 15-ish or whatever. I still celebrate the fact like that was still a creation. Like, the day is 9/10. Like, the day would be September 10th. So I always say that it's 911. Like, God was letting me know it was an emergency message, which I know I told y'all what that was for me. Like, God was telling me to stop, giving my body away, because this is what happens when you're doing stuff prior to you being married. You get in those situations. But saying that to say, I always thank God for the situation. Like, okay, God, I learned something from this. God, I thank you for this. Like, God, I'm valuing the fact that you were still with me through that. Because you could have threw me away. You could have been like, no, I don't want you. But God doesn't do that to us. He just wants us to come to him and say, Papa, I'm sorry.
I need to stop because I'm getting too spicy now.
He just wants us to
let my
recognize.
cry.
There you go. After you cry it out, the joy comes. You see the beauty in what it is that is giving it to God.
Because it's a cleansing thing.
It's a renewal.
That's libation for God.
Come on. He gets his work done through our pain. I know y'all be like, well, why do I have to go through pain to get to beauty? Why do I have to? Beauty is pain. You sometimes plucking them eyebrows, that thing be hurting. Getting waxes be hurting. But after it, you be like, ooh, that's pretty. Think about. That's what God is doing when he's putting you in pain. He's pruning you. He's plucking things out from you. Okay. Because, last time you went through that, like for me, last time I had a heartbreak, I was ready to do some things that probably would have went behind where God probably didn't want me to be. Like, like Jasmine Sullivan energy, bust your nose out the cross type stuff. But then God's like, you know better than that. Like, vengeance is mine and I can handle that any stronger than you can. Like, God's hands is way bigger than ours. But the way you combat the enemy, because the enemy might try to take things from you that may be predestined. Like, we know that every time we get to a level, there is an enemy there to try to stop you. Like, it's either going to come through a friend, family, or whatever. God knows your weak spot. Now, your God and the enemy can't touch you unless God says so. So they can come together and God be like, we'll touch her and see what happens. Oh, that's not going to break her. She knows how to pray now. You just have to give it back to God.
Get on your armor.
That's it. Y'all get on
your armor.
Get them boots, get that belt, get that sword, get that helmet. Yo, we got to know what we putting on from the top to the bottom. Like, you cannot leave and be thinking that you fighting bare and naked. Yeah. God gave us clothes for a reason. Go put them on.
That living word.
That living word, that overflow, that water, that well. Get up into it. So, y'all, we going to wrap this up really quickly with the two Bible verses. We was talking about Peter and how you should be adornment. And so we're going to go to the next one, which I went to Proverbs 31:30, which says, charm is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Now, mind you, earlier we was talking about pretty privilege. That goes into there. Charm is deceitful. But if you're just doing something, just to bless someone, that's totally different. We don't want to be out here manipulating and using charm. Be like, oh, yes, boo. No, we don't want to do that because we're pretty. We don't want to, what's the word? Bewitch people, I think I like to say, because you're like, it's vanity. You don't want to be vain and be in all of that glory like that. You want your heart space to shine. You want your heart space to be your beauty. Yes. That's basically what that is saying. Beauty is a gift from God. And beauty is a gift from God, y'all. And I want you guys to be in that and know that when you are beautiful, you're a woman of God praises the Lord. A woman of God is beauty because she knows how to praise the God. She knows that where her glory and her victory comes from. And the last one I have is Psalm 19:1, which states, "The heavens declare the glory of God, and the sky above proclaims his handiwork." Now, mind you, these Bible scriptures was written out before I even talked to her about anything. But this one was describing when we was talking about the sky today, with the sun and the sky and the rainbow. All of that is God's handiwork. We didn't make that stuff. That's all beautiful because God said it's beautiful. It's all beautiful because how God, when we look at it, God has registered it in our vessel and our spirit, man, that's beauty. He has made that because when he's working within us, we could say, God made that and it's good. When you look in the mirror, you could say, God made me, baby, I'm good. I ain't gotta worry about nobody else. Like, even if you don't have makeup on your face, you know you're pretty. That's how I want us to be, y'all. Confidence. Godfidence. Your confidence comes from God. Your confidence is God speaking up through you and saying, you are a masterpiece because I created that. Your eyebrows might be two different sizes, or they might be two. Like, I remember when I used to get my eyebrows arched, y'all, and I always talk about self. I'm never talking to nobody else. The eyebrows the lady was like, oh, one is thicker or whatever she said than the other. But now I started to learn how to get them even. But she used to tell me, like, she was like, I have to do one this way and one that way because they're different. That's all right. That's how God made me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm learning that when I get older, I'm getting these little freckle spots places. Thank you, God. I love those marks. I love my beauty marks. Thank you for letting me know that these are codes that you placed on my body that's significant for me. There's no other body that has a code like that. Like, God probably like, well, when she gets out the body, which don't matter anyway, but what if these codings are something that's on my spirit?
There's
like, God, see, come on. We have to be just accepting of who God is for us. That's all I want y'all to talk about or want y'all to know. The message today is basically about you being beautiful no matter what season you're in, and you allowing God to shine through you because you are beautiful from the within to the outward sauce, okay? So, y'all, this has been a beautiful moment with Tay. She even allowed us to be vulnerable with her, and I thank you for that because I wasn't sure, but she shared that. So, I'm just really... I love how God moved throughout this whole thing. I just know that God's always in it. You need to stay committed to God because God knows what you're going through. He's going to send people on your journey to help you right in the nick of time,
you need it.
Right when you need it.
And it's going to walk the way it needs to walk for you and speak the way that it needs to speak for you.
Period.
The piece is going to be fitted just for you.
That. Ooh. Now, y'all know what she just said went back to a message. Because I'm going to have to link a video of what she just said. Because y'all remember, like, I said, don't get out the line because God's cooking. And that order is going to be made just for you.
Okay.
It's going to be complete. She said the same thing, y'all. The puzzle piece don't fit. You ain't got to make it fit.
Yeah.
The puzzle piece just going to fit, y'all. The shoe going to fit just like when Cinderella, when that man was looking for her. The shoe just fit. Even though the shoe just fit on the foot. We're not forcing nothing. We is flowing with the Holy Spirit in all 2025.
Hello.
All gas.
Row and flow.
Row and flow. Love it. I just absolutely love it. I love it. For real. Y'all stay tuned. Literally, stay tuned. Because when the Holy Spirit be talking, we taking notes, okay? And I heard the Holy Spirit very loud with that. Y'all, it's been amazing talking with Tay. She's amazing. Please go subscribe to her YouTube channel because you are trying to beautify your insides and your outs. And you know that I told you that that's her passion. And we already got to know how she sees beauty. And it's not about materialism. It's all about who you are and the attitude that you bring. So y'all stay amazing. Stay being kings and queens. Stay amazing and stay being kings and queens. I love you guys. Stay tuned for whatever we have in store because you don't want to miss out what God is doing over here. Y'all have a great one. Thank you so much for subscribing.